Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please do not forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today, what I finally have for you are the full reviews of all 25 Bring Back My Bars for January of 2025. It's after Christmas, I finally got some rest, and I have gotten all of these in a warmer, and I cannot wait to tell you all about them. So January 1st, as I said, 2025, these will all be available on my website or your consultant's website. You can start a club if you want. You can do bundle and saves where you get a pack of 6 and you get one for free. If you have a party that you have open, you can close it out with all the marvelous bars you could possibly think of. So let's dive right on in. I'm going to go from the things that either I knew I just didn't really care for because some of these are returning favorites, or things that are just not really singing to my particular soul, or things that I just downright didn't like, and kind of transition into things that surprised me, and then the ones at the top of my list that I know I'm either going to want to get more of, or a couple that I want to club. And there is at least one in that club section where I was surprised at just how good it was. So let's start kind of at the bottom of the pile though. There are many bars in this round that are old favorites. That's the whole point of Bring Back My Bar. 2 of them are way at the bottom of the pile for me because I just do not care for them. Lucky in Love and Orange Dreamsicle. Neither of these did anything different than what I have experienced from them before. So Scentsy says that Orange Dreamsicle, if I can find it in here, is a classic combination of fresh orange swirled with vanilla cream. And it's true. It's just a very chalky, sort of typical middle of the road orange popsicle scent with a creamy vanilla layer. My problem is that this just pales in comparison to the one that we usually have in the catalog, which is the Tangerine Creamsicle. So Orange Dreamsicle for me is just one of those bars that's always going to bring back my bar every couple years, and I can pass on it. Now the Lucky in Love, this is more that I just don't really care for the scent profile. Scentsy says that this is a sweet bouquet of mandarin, bergamot, and orange with hints of peaches and berries. And what I get out of this is sort of a sweet tart profile, and then of course, this is a lot like Victoria's Secret Love Spell, which I am a child of the 90s as far as being a teenager, and I smelled way too much of this. And I just don't love it. But some people really like it because it exactly reminds them of Victoria's Secret Love Spell, so it brings them back to good things about the 90s, or it's just something that maybe they even still wear today. I don't know. But those are the 2 that are the womp-womps way at the bottom of my pile because I don't care for them. But they're good performers, and they're true to their scent, and if you've always loved them, certainly get them again. Now, there are 3 here where I really thought I would like them better on warm, and I didn't. So these 3, we've got the Berry Tart. I really thought I'd like this. I ended up with sort of a fake flat caramel scent and an unimpressive berry. And it's too bad because I really, on cold, thought I'd love this bar. And I am going to melt it again, but my initial impressions of this, just not what I was hoping for. It says that there will be sweet berries, buttered pastry, and caramel in here. And they're all there. It's just like it didn't work together for me in a lovely, luscious way. It was sort of like, here's some caramel, here's some berries. It's kind of flat. It's a little waxy. Not really my favorite. Now, other reviewers may say something completely different about that, so please watch other people. I may be pretty late to the game this time as far as getting out my Bring Back My Bar reviews. I don't know. I told you before the 30th or by the 30th, and I'm getting it out sooner than that, so I'm doing good. But it was kind of a medium strength. I don't think it would be unpleasant to melt it. It just wasn't as exciting as I thought. Now the next one here, Key Lime Pie. Did any of you play with Strawberry Shortcake? There was a girl whose name I do not remember who was a ballerina, and she was lime something. I think maybe lime chiffon. All I could picture was the little lime chiffon doll. And Key Lime Pie is supposed to be the mouth-watering blend of coconut and lime. And I do get coconut and lime, but unlike Cocoa Lime that's been in our spring-summer catalog for several years now, this just doesn't smell authentic to me. So it's just, after having Cocoa Lime available, pales in comparison. I don't care for this all that much. It's kind of powdery, almost like you took lime jello and some Cool Whip and put those together, where cocoa lime for me is a very authentic, bright, beautiful lime and sweet, creamy coconut. And then the last one, and this really disappointed me, and I will melt it again because I was struggling some with a cold while I melted this specific bar. But as I was talking about it in the one, what I've been warming, where I got a few of the Bring Back My Bars sort of initially warmed, another nose that I would trust said they got baby powder too. So Taj Mahal, I really thought this was going to be this beautiful, exotic musk amber and subtle florals bar. But when I warmed it, I mostly got a complex version of Newborn Nursery. So I will certainly revisit this, but that has been corroborated by someone who I would trust. So I would say that Taj Mahal is going to be a pass for me. I will warm the rest of the bar just in case, but I really didn't get as much of the perfume that I remember it having back in the day as this baby powder note that I got now. Okay, it goes up from here. So next I have a couple of bars where I really didn't think I'd be very excited about them. Summer Sippin'. Now, this is what I thought it was, but putting it in the warmer, it made me happy. Do I want 12 of them? No. I don't even know if I'm going to get another one specifically for my own use, but I would recommend this if you like these types of scents. So Summer Sippin' is supposed to be sun-ripened raspberries and tangy lemons make you wish that it were summer. Well, it doesn't make me wish that it was summer because I really like wintertime, but this is a really nice, nostalgic, like a powdered lemonade with raspberries. And it's a good medium strong. It's happy. It would be very nice in an alternate warmers to squeeze the day. It'd be pretty strong mix in the house, but it's good. And I think that was worth throwing in. I think Dan put that one back in there. I don't think that was in our top 20. I think he added that, but it's a really good bar. And then this one, I still don't love it, but it's much better on warm than cold. And that is Posy Peach. I put this all the way at the bottom of my cold sniffs list. This is fuzzy ripe peach balanced by green tender tendrils of violet leaf in a fragrance that hints at sunny days. So lazy sunny days. It's a perfumey. The violet leaf makes it kind of green peach. So I thought that putting it in the warmer, that greenness would come out more. It's actually a rather pretty light, lovely floral. I'll probably put this in my melting basket for February. Do I need more? No, but it was better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, now the next couple, these are just bars that everybody has had. They are good. They're just not exciting. So banana nut bread. Put it in the warmer. It's exactly what banana nut bread is supposed to be. It's a middle of the road, warm bakery scent with a decent amount of banana. It's nice. It never excites me. I don't need more. I would probably put this in alternate warmers with apple butter frosting and have a very nice, just kind of homey grandma was baking sort of a day in the house, and it's good. But it wasn't exciting at all. And then kind of on the same level is Cozy Kitchen. Now, Cozy Kitchen I'll probably get a few of because this is a very nice scent and it's a good performer, but we had it last Christmas, so it's kind of like, why do we have it again? I'm not all that excited. So this one I know is sort of like oatmeal and a little bit of cinnamon and some cream, and it's a cozy, homey, lovely scent that if I hadn't already been overly exposed to it, I would rank that higher, but it just didn't excite me. Good performer. If you didn't club it last year and you regret it, definitely do it now. Now this next one, this bar, this and the other one like it, I had to go back and forth on where do I rank these. Now, as far as performance, this bar was excellent, and that is cranberry spice. But there's something about it that I just don't love. There is a flat tartness to the cranberry. There isn't any sweetness, but it throws and it's consistent. So Sensi says that cranberry spice is a generous blend of cloves and ginger that define the sophistication of tart cranberry. And I think that's my thing. It's too tart for me to love it. Other spicy and berry type scents, let's go back to other old school ones like Cozy Fireside or spiced berries. There's this hint of sweet along with all of the other things that this just does not have. So it's the kind of bar where I'll melt the rest of this, maybe get one more, because on the right, very cold January or early February day, this might really hit the spot, but it doesn't have that holiday loveliness that I would want to put it in as like a club cranberry bar. So there's that one. Now we're kind of moving into ones where I will probably pick up at least one more, and some of them two or three, and then there are a couple that I would club. So I like all the rest of these. None of these have I any real complaints about. So a couple of the ones where I'll probably pick up one or maybe two more bars for my daughter's use, and I did enjoy them in her room, my older daughter. Yuzu Dragon. This is a very nice scent, you guys. If you guys like bamboo yuzu and you miss it, this is different because I think this has guava. Yes, this has guava and nectarine and dragon fruit and yuzu. But that sweetness from the yuzu is in here that's so appealing in bamboo yuzu. This is a very nice scent. This would be good for New Year's. This would be good for early spring. It's happy. The guava's not funky. It's just got that little bit of almost bubblegummy sweetness, but not in a bad way, because the nectarine and the dragon fruit and the yuzu keep it from getting weird. Very good performer. It's light. It's lovely. It's almost sparkly. It doesn't have an effervescence, but that's a good bar. Now, here's one of the old school bars that I always complain about, that at least melting it in my daughter's room, I really enjoyed it in there, and that was Thunderstorm. So, for the first time, instead of putting this at the very bottom of a pile, I'm putting it in the middle. I'm getting more used to it. Thunderstorm, Sensi says, is a very refreshing, sharp, spicy outdoors fragrance like the breeze in a storm. Now, what I get is sweet rain and roses out of this bar. For a long time, I just kind of didn't really pay attention to it because it's a lot. I will say that, like 2 cubes was good in her room for 2 or 3 days, but it just did something. Maybe because everything else out in the rest of the house was, the heavy spices, all the bakery stuff for Christmas, the heavy pine. The refreshing quality of this, I think, is the first time I've appreciated it. So I will probably get at least one more of Thunderstorm. So that one, Yuzu Dragon, those were good. Now, we're getting into things where the next two I would probably melt in bedrooms because it's reasonably soft, and I might buy 2 or 3 of each of these to put away. They're not club bars, but Ode to Opulence, I knew that I liked this, and I do. It was hard to melt at this time of the year, though. Like, my brain it was hard with all of these. Most of these, just so you know, I did in the bedrooms because I don't want to smell key lime pie or baby powder or peaches in the middle of Christmas. And a few that were a little more appropriate, I let them come out into the main space, and I did a couple in the basement, but most of these were bedroom warms, 1 or 2 cubes per warmer. So Ode to Opulence I put in my room, and it is lavish your senses with the sweet, evocative aroma of apricot, blood orange, coconut milk, blackcurrant, and spiced vanilla. It's lovely. I think this would be a great bar for February. It has that creaminess. It has all those different layers of notes. I found it very enjoyable and elegant, but I also found it a little bit annoying because when I would open my door and all the other Happy Christmas smells would kind of run into it, it didn't blend very well. So I just need this in a different time of year. Next one, beautiful scent for probably late summer. This is called Sedona Sunset, and this is not super strong because both of these have that coconut milk. Now, the Ode to Opulence, you could put that in a medium to medium large space. It's a pretty good performer. But the Sedona Sunset's a bit softer. Just as the setting sun paints the desert sky, flamboyant desert lily, vanilla orchid, coconut milk, and jasmine. I don't know what the rest of the description is supposed to be. I must have missed a word in there. But the point is, it's a lovely scent. It's very soft. It's elegant. It's just really good. So the Ode to Opulence is a bit juicier. It's a bit sharper. This Sedona Sunset, super mellow. Really, really nice, I think, for an August afternoon where you're sick of all the summer fruity stuff, but you're not quite ready for fall. Really good, sort of a transitional scent. Or if you live out in the desert, honestly, I think this would be very nice. I could see it with a lot of the desert clay type colors and very simple minimalistic out in the Southwest type decor. So next are a couple that really kind of surprised me, that I liked them more than I thought, and a couple where I will probably buy maybe 3 or 4 of each of these, but they're not quite club worthy yet for me. Cherry clove chutney. In the battle of the 2 spicy cranberry cherry bars, this one won out for me because it's sweeter. It has a little bit of a funny smell in the clam, but then you put it in the warmer and it's just a really nice sweet spiced cherry. I was very pleased with this. So what does it say here? With our cherry clove chutney, crushed Bing cherries, cloves, and cinnamon. So there's a little bit of funk probably between the cherry and the clove in the clam that opens up, it softens, and it's just a nice, happy, warm, sort of bubbly, jammy, spicy scent. Again, not super Christmassy. I could see this one being a really good January, February scent. I'm going to melt it again and see if I, need enough that maybe I'd want to do it in November with pumpkins too. I'm not sure. Really good. So I enjoyed that. And then, do I ever hate cinnamon? The Simply Cinnamon. This is one of the few where I used up pretty much the whole clam because for cinnamon, it's a lower level performer. And I put this, I don't remember what I was melting with. I put this with a holiday scent or two, and it was wonderful, you guys. It was just such a good background extra scent. I know that this, being part of the Simply line, is intended for mixing. So I love cinnamon bear, and I always club that at the end of the year. I love clove and cinnamon, and I club that at the end of the year. So it doesn't make any sense for me to club Simply Cinnamon also, but I will get, I think, at least 3 or 4. Because it's just a beautiful, low-key, not too much of anything, pleasant cinnamon scent. And you could mix this with bakery, you could mix this with smoky smells, you could mix this with pine trees, you could mix this with almost anything. And it's really, really good. So if you find the other two that I just talked about offensive, but you want a cinnamon something, try the Simply Cinnamon. It's good. Now these next two, much better in the warmer than I was thinking in sniffs. The cold sniffs, and one really surprised me. Now, does this mean I'm going to club it? No, but I'll probably get a few. Sizzling Coconut came out to play very well when I threw this thing in the warmer. And you really, kind of like the cherry clove chutney, you get kind of that note on cold, and thankfully that goes away on warm. So Sizzling Coconut is a tempting mix of cinnamon, coconut milk, and rich vanilla. And I just didn't get that. I got waxy, I got kind of flat. Putting it in the warmer, you get the cinnamon, you get the vanilla, you get almost a toasty quality. Now we're on a Scentsy scale here. For Scentsy, I was impressed with this, so I want to get a few more. It doesn't yet have that luscious coconut cream quality I keep dreaming of in wax, but it's better than most of the other coconuts that I've tried, and I was pleasantly and happily surprised with that. The next one, where I liked it in the clam, but it was really pretty and warm, was Mandarin Toffee Treat. This is a nice bar, and I did melt this with Christmassy smells, and it works nicely. This is sugared mandarin and sugar cane drizzled with creamy toffee butter. It's really pleasant. It's very happy. Honestly, with a lot of the things we've had as holiday bricks over the years, this kind of reminds me of a holiday brick type scent. It's not extremely assertive, but it's happy. And oranges and caramel, the sweet mandarin oranges. It's really nice. So if you like salted caramel toffee, or you have toffee butter crunch in your club or any of that, and you just wanted to add a nice, happy, light, sparkly mandarin to it, this is your bar. It's really good. So now we get down to the ones where I really, really liked them. So one that surprised me a little bit was Bergamot and Solar Driftwood. It was softer in the warmer than it was in the clam, which that rarely happens, but it was still lovely. This is a summer scent. This is the kind of scent where you want, for me it'd be June, you want beachy, but you don't want frou-frou, you don't want like little drink with an umbrella, you don't want sunscreen. It's just really fresh, refreshing, gorgeous beachiness. So Scentsy says crisp bergamot and mandarin are mixed with dreamy driftwood to elevate fragrance to intelligent design. That's the silliest description ever. But the driftwood and the mandarin in here, and sort of that gentle sea salt quality, beautiful. I think this was a brick at one point. Let me know. Gorgeous bar. I need more of this. I don't think I want to club it, but I'm on the bubble with the ones I'm going to talk about now as far as what I want to do with them. They're good. Okay, the next one, which won't be a surprise to anybody, is Woolly Slippers. Excellent. This was my number 2 on cold sniff, and I do really, really like it. Might throw it in my club for a little bit, but oh, this bar is beautiful. Oh, it's so good, you guys. So this one's all the way down at the bottom. Sugared lavender, marshmallow, and vanilla. And with scents like this, you usually get different things out of them if you melt them for 2 or 3 days. So at first, you get a lot of the lavender, you get a lot of the vanilla. And then over time, it mellows out to this gorgeous, fluffy marshmallow. So pretty. So this is a scent where it's good bang for your buck because it's good and strong, lasts a long time, and is interesting as the different layers of notes die off, and you still have beautiful things in the warmer. Gorgeous, gorgeous bar. The next one's going to be very strong. I need a couple. For many people, this is going to be their top bar that they're clubbing, and that is going to be Snuggle Up. It's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Settle down into cashmere woods, angel lavender, and soothing sage. It's so nice, you guys. But it's very, very strong, and it's similar enough to Jammy Time, which I still have this giant brick of that I'm not using, that I don't think for me it's a good idea to club this, but I will get a few for sure. It's gorgeous. You only need a cube. It's a good, strong performer. I used 1 cube in 1 warmer in my room, and it performed as well as some of the other bars at 3 or 4 cubes total in there for a couple days. Great scent. Really good. This was in a special January relaxation type bundle a few years ago. People really enjoyed it. It had really cute little cats on the cover, I think, and we've been clamoring to get it back ever since. So please, if that was your number 1 bar that you've been waiting for, club it so I don't have to hear about how even when we got it back, it slipped through your fingers again. So now we're down to the last 4, and here's one that really shocked me. Maybe because I was melting it slightly out of season, but still fall winter enough to appreciate it. Pumpkin tiramisu really shocked me how beautiful it was. Because typically I'm comparing it to spicy pumpkin scents and I'm like, yeah, it's okay, whatever, it's alright. This was good. Layer pumpkin with sweet brown sugar and vanilla cream for an autumn twist on a favorite Italian dessert. And you know what this scent did for me doing it at Christmas time? It smelled like a beautiful, fancy dessert. And the mascarpone, it doesn't even say there's that in here, but when you think tiramisu, you think mascarpone cream cheesy kind of a scent. There was something about the creaminess in this. It's so, so good, you guys. I will be getting more. I might even club this. It was beautiful with the brown sugar. I really want to melt this in alternate warmers with farm stand pumpkin also because I love farm stand pumpkin, but it needs a not too pushy other pumpkin bar to support it because anything that's spicier than that, it just steamrollers it. Beautiful bar. So good job voting that one back, you guys, because I was really shocked at how much I loved that. And I did melt that in the basement, and I melted it on the same day as Cozy Kitchen. I put them in the back and the front half of my large space down there. It went beautifully for a couple days, kept rolling up the stairs, and I thought, that is a beautiful, happy bakery scent, and I'm going to sing its praises when I do the reviews. So the next one, now I do not know what to tell you I like best. There are 3 left. One of them was a total shock. Loved it. Has to go in my club. One was the one that you know I love. And then I guess this will be 3rd just because I'm not going to melt it as much. I was captivated by Lily of the Valley. Oh, this is so beautiful. I knew I'd like it. This has got to be clubbed. This is along the same lines as far as elegance and white florals as a much more gentle version of, say, your Lush Gardenia. We've had a couple of other really pretty white florals, but they're headier. Lily of the Valley is a very distinct and unique and beautiful fragrance as it is out in creation. And they did a really good job with this. And my personal connection to Lily of the Valley is that it reminds me of both of my parents. They're still living. It's not sad yet, but in a way where this has to go in my club. This is a very, very special bar for me. I'm so glad that it's here. I didn't even know it existed. I think this is one of those really old ones. Very fresh and green, true to the scent of a white lily, but it is Lily of the Valley. It's not white Oriental lilies. It's not white Easter lilies. This is that beautiful little sprig, Lily of the Valley, which I have a whole bunch that grows on the side of my garage. So when the springtime comes, this will be going in my melting baskets, and this will be a March, April, May, because I think it blooms in May for me. Very special bar. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you struggle with white florals, don't go anywhere near it, but it's not as strong as the gardenia type scents. So just know that. All right, so these last two, I can't pick a favorite. These are my top two. Now, I have heard about Pixie for years, and I figured I would like it. I do not know what to tell you guys, except I put this in my warmer. I'm going to probably change out a couple of things, maybe in the basement, and melt this afternoon now that my reviews are over and I can do whatever I want with the bars. Oh my goodness, you guys. Now, this is what this struck me as, which I don't know if anybody else will agree with me. Let me read the description first. Pixie, a mischievous moonscape of pink pepper, mandarin and heliotrope, teakwood, and vanilla oak. I really love my Instagram, and as far as like scrolling on Instagram, not my particular page, but I love looking at all of the creative things that people do for Christmas time. And there's a particular style where you're not using any traditional colors. You're kind of going into colors that go with this wax. There'll be moody blues. This funny sort of mauve will replace the reds or the pinks. It's got this sort of antique, old-fashioned Brooklyn or New York brownstone, sophisticated, maybe you collect French antiques or something like that quality. That's a lot of description. And this bar, when I put it in my bedroom, I felt like this could be a holiday scent. Now, that might shock some of you, but there are so many interesting, beautiful, perfumey scents here. And then you have the pink pepper. It's elegant, it's festive, it's rich, it's perfumey, and it just captured my heart. So Pixie is going in my club, and I think I'm going to melt it around Christmas time. I mean, I'll melt it other times of the year, but call me crazy. This bar is really, really neat, and maybe it made me think of almost like New Year's. There's just something here that's super special, and people have talked about this for years. And you can melt it any time of the year. It kind of is like Quiver, but Quiver to me is very much kind of a naughty old lady scent that you melt in the middle of the winter or early spring, or maybe even for Valentine's Day. Whereas this has that innocent, wide-eyed quality, and maybe that's why I thought of Christmas, that it's just super happy. It's very charming, and the pink pepper and the mandarin, it just lifts this. So this is my big shock out of this whole round. I love it. It's going in my club. It's staying there. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And then, of course, you all have known from day one, Orange Glow Pomander was going in my club as an immediate thing. Now, Brett and Brad, most of the time they're so good about commenting on like the major things. I know them. I don't talk about them a lot, but shout out to you guys. But I think it was Brett that nailed a comment about this, that he felt like this reminded him of Bright Cider Life, and I think that was such a perfect description. There is less going on in this bar, but it's got that sweet, gentle warmth that made Bright Cider Life so great, and I did not club that bar. We're not getting into that right now, but it's just beautiful. It's homey. It's warm. It's not spicy like Sweet Orange Pomander, so don't get scared if you haven't smelled it yet. And another one of my friends, she sent me a message. Shout out to you too, Alexis, that, I didn't know if I was going to like this. This is really good. This bar is one of the standouts of this round, even if you don't like spices, because as Brett described, it has that gentleness, that warmth that Bright Cider Life had, just not all the apple and all the extra layers, but it's got that similar base. So this is still probably my number one, or I put these two at the top. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Enjoy this round. They're far better than when I just saw the list and thought at the beginning, well, this is going to be boring. Some of them were definitely duds for me, but others absolutely fantastic. So enjoy your 2025 January. Bring back my bars, guys. God bless. Have a happy new year, too. Bye-bye.